Hey class, I'm super happy. I'm here at the Type Directors Club with my friend Thomas Jockin, and I know him for a while now. And we met through TypeThursday. It's something he started, and he can tell us a little bit about that in a while. But first, I want to ask you, who are you? What are you doing?
Just lead it out.
Yeah.
Hey, so awesome. Thank you for having me, and thank you all for watching. Well, I'm a type designer. That's my main focus. I studied at Parson School of Design from 2004 to 2008. When I was there, I met a type designer named Joshua Darden. I became his apprentice for 3 years at Darden's studio. You might know Darden from his work for Freight or Corundum or Omnis. They're on Adobe fonts if you want to find them over there. Anyways, after working with him for those 3 years, I went on to do Type at Cooper as a grad program at Cooper Union. I was in inaugural year in 2010, 11, there you go. And afterwards, I've been an independent type designer since. So I work for clients like Starbucks, Foot Locker, Express, and Google. What also knows me from is from TypeThursday, and that's a community of organization I founded in 2015. Started in New York City. We're currently in 9 cities around the world, 4 in the United States, 1 in Latin America, and 4 in Europe. I won't netter out where all those cities are, but the main idea is we meet once a month. We show work in progress we're working on related to letter forms, and we have a discussion about what you're working on and what's working, what's not, what can be improved. This helps the person improve their work. It helps the audience understand the diversity of work possible in typography, and helps build a community of us coming together and relating to each other based on our work. So that's TypeThursday. And besides that and working for clients, I also teach. I teach at the CUNY system in New York City. So I teach at Queens College and City College, as well as FIT.
So what I really like about the TypeThursday is that it is not elitist. You don't have, like, anyone can come. An amateur can walk in and ask for some advice on how to start. And you don't have to be an established type designer or a professional to show your work.
Yeah, not
which
necessarily.
makes, like, it breaks, like, it's not intimidating to come.
Yes.
Because the work that's presented, you don't even know what it's
Nope.
going to be.
You never know what you're going to get.
It's
a
like
big,
random.
big surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool because, like, anyone can come and you don't have to be afraid to show it.
Yeah, also the kind of work shown is very diverse. Letter forms are used everywhere. Type is used everywhere. So it goes from typefaces all the way down to graphic design, logos, branding, advertising, all the way up the stack. So all those cases that used type is more than welcome. And that diversity of different disciplines and skills, and that's including calligraphy and lettering as well, all really benefit from coming together. So yeah, it's really a pleasure to see TypeThursday grow so well.
And it came out of the group at Type Cooper. Where did you see the need for that?
Well, it originally started from Joshua Darden. Joshua Darden had an event called First Thursday, where he would meet once the first Thursday of the month at a bar. And that was when I was an apprentice. I learned that way of working. And there were actually very famous type designers who came to those. So that was Christian Schwartz, for example, Chester Jenkins, Matteo Bologna. So these are all people very known in the New York type scene that are very established nowadays that were, were peers with Josh when he started doing this back in 2005.
So when I walked in the bar, it was like a dimly lit bar, and we used our iPhones
The old days.
lights to show. And now we were lucky to use the space at the Type Directors Club. They let us use this once a month.
That's correct. Yeah, for the New York chapter, we've been in TDC for about, I would say 3 years, I would say at this point. Yeah, 2016, we've been in TDC since then. So we're hosted in New York City here. And we're hosted in different great venues around the country and around the world.
And it works really well with the people obviously that come to are all interested in typography, and they're all kind of different ages, incomes, and backgrounds. Did they study or not? And it really doesn't seem to matter. Anyone can come.
Yeah, the whole idea is this is the place you come to learn more after school, right? Maybe you went to school, maybe you never went to school. Is there an opportunity to gain education? Because the real value of it is discourse and dialogue. That's the real value of education.
Yes, has helped me a lot because I also work by myself a lot. And when I do freelance like this, I don't have many opinions that I can ask. So this was great for my personal projects. I try to keep, besides the commercial work that maybe you have to do at some point, but also to do projects just for myself, for the fun, because I want to grow as a person. So I didn't have anyone to show this to get a valid opinion. And so I went to TypeThursday, and they helped me out a lot.
Perfect.
I have one question though.
What you got?
When you started as a designer and now later on, what do you think was important for you if you had known this at that point? What turned out to be more important than others?
Excuse me. So you meant if I knew what I knew now when I was learning
right.
everything? I mean, in a lot of ways, not really that much, to be honest. I think ultimately it came down to meeting the right people and dedicating myself. And also because I chose type, right? At a certain, like when I met Josh, I fell in love with his way of thinking about type. And I made that decision when I was 19. I was like, that's what I'm doing. And I've really been blessed that that's been the right move up to this point.
And that helped you to build this kind of network, I would say.
Well, yes, I think in a lot of ways. I think Josh, I mean, it was just getting it's kind of simple fact or a simple adage is get a mentor. And that's what Josh was. It wasn't just even the making of type, learning how to make type. It was that even that first Thursday, that idea of like part of your work is putting yourself out there to get dialogue, to get feedback from others. It's not just the making itself, it's more the protocols and structures you build to make sure that you're on task, you're effective, and you can come to a realization what you're trying to do that maybe you don't understand yourself at the time.
And you think that helped you to get in touch with people like Google or like big organizations that actually have the means to support, like,
that actually do projects and do great opportunities. Yeah, from a pure business point of view.
Because not typography, a lot of times it's like an afterthought for many products. They don't really hire a typographer per se.
But that's the kind of the point though. I mean, there's a couple sides of that, all right? Well, the first one is, by being the kind of person who cares about type, you're very detail oriented. That kind of attention and awareness and engagement is a very important asset. It's very critical in terms of your success in life and being in the design world. Because the thing is, when you're getting hired by people, you're being asked to engage in things that they don't want to deal with or they can't handle because they don't have the knowledge and skill sets. So by making the choice to focus on type, you're already pre-selecting yourself as being that kind of special designer who does care about the details and things about the larger context of it. Because all large things are really just small things built on top of each other. That's really what design teaches you. So in that sense, design was a really critical aspect to it. The other side was having understanding of engaging with an outside community, like engaging with others, is really critical because if no one knows you, they can't hire you. It's really that simple. I chose the vehicle of TypeThursday to help out my career, but also, by the way, because it's not just me in TypeThursday. We have teams. We have about, I'm going to say, probably 50 team members around the world right now. And TypeThursday doesn't just benefit me; it benefits all of them because they're all contributing to this big project, and it gets their names out there, and they're building this larger community and circle of people to get involved. People love being part of big things that are winning, that are doing well. So if you're looking at larger clients, why should they pick you versus someone else? If you're not doing something successful, if you have two people with the same skill set and one person's doing these extra things that are really adding to the equation, to that local community, and the other one isn't, they're just doing the standard stuff, you would pick up the one doing more. It just makes perfect sense. It's a perfectly logical move. So this is really a call for you to understand, kind of share from my example, engagement and doing more than what's necessary. It's really critical to be successful in your career.
So Thomas, you did go to Parsons, and I want to know, how did you utilize such a big institution, and how was that useful?
Of course it was. I mean, to be honest, my whole career, my life, like where it all went, was because I went to Parsons, and Joshua Darn was my Type 1 teacher. That's huge. So my entire destiny was decided by going to Parsons and to be in that school at that time. Now, part of that was luck. Obviously, Josh just happened to be there. I happened to be there at that time. But the fact that I saw that opportunity and I really got inspired by the professor, right, in this case. I looked him up. I actually remember one of the things I did to get the internship, to get the apprenticeship, was I looked him up, did everything, and I saw his fonts, and this is back when I was a college student. They're really expensive. Like, they were like I think a family was like $250, $300, something like
I
that.
know, I
And-
just wanted to use Van and it's like $700.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I think I have to look at
Exactly. So as a college student, I bought it. I bought it. And I didn't announce it to him, but of course he knows because he runs his own shop. So he knew. He looked at me the next day in class. He's like, did you buy my fonts? I was like, I did. That's dedication. Because, I mean, your student should know $300 is a lot of cash when you're a student. So that's a really strong dedication that I showed. And I remember at the end of that first semester, I was like, Josh, I want to work for you. You don't even have to pay me. I did some research about Parsons and how they operate. I'll do it for credit for an internship. I already went to the departments. I got the paperwork. Already approved. It's already signed. You just have to sign in your side. I made it really easy for Josh to say yes to that. I did 1 semester internship, and then I got a paid apprenticeship from that point on. So the theme to you, the students, is your teachers are your biggest resource, 100%. They're not just professors. They're not. Like at Parsons, they're not that set up. They're not tenure professors that are there forever. No, they're working designers. That's the first thing. I'm one myself. I teach, but I'm a designer first. They have clients, they have projects, and they do work. You should look them up, research them, find out what they're about. If you get inspired by them, think they're doing really great work you want to learn more about, fully commit to working for them. I'd be very blunt about that. If they're giving lectures, go attend the lecture. Or whatever means you can to engage with them in any way to show that you actually are serious, that you are engaged and you have energy, because that's the number one thing you have as a student when you're young. I wish I had that. I have a lot of energy now, but that's nowhere near what I used to have. You got to engage. And when your professors see that and you care and you want to learn and grow, they will honor that and they will return it back to you. That's really the best advice I can give you.
Thank you very much, Thomas, for coming and speaking to the class. And don't forget to come to TypeThursday because it's a really good club too. And you can meet Thomas in person. So
Again.
that'd be great.
Love to see you there. Take care.